Hello, my friends, it's Margot, and I hope that all is well with you. Happy start of Summerween. Woo! Yes, it is Summerween. That means us spooky girls get to bust out all of our Halloween stuff, which for me is pretty much every day I do that. But we get to pair it with bright colors. Actually, it's literally what we do on this channel. Now that I say that, pretty much every day is Summerween here with like the vintage sci-fi and the horror. Anyway, happy Summerween. Before we get into the video, I want to show you a couple things that are making me super duper happy. The first is this book I found, and it is 1,000 Pinup Girls by Peter Dribbin. This is a Taschen book, and Taschen just brings it with their art books. Like, they're not necessarily art books, but you know what I mean? Like, they're good reference books for art. Like, absolute fire. Hold on, let me make sure I don't open up to like a really bad page I can't show here on YouTube. But like, the artwork in here is stunning. Yeah, like this one, she's so beautiful. So I got this book for inspiration because I want to start working on drawing human figures. That's one thing I've always kind of struggled with, but I want to do it with like a retro flair, and I'll probably incorporate some spooky elements into this. But look how beautiful. And I love also that the bodies are just like bodies. It doesn't all look the same. Do you know what I mean? Like, she looks happy and healthy. So anyway, here you can kind of see here the cover. The end page, the end papers. That's what the book YouTubers say. Beautiful. So really excited about this. Makes me happy. Wanted to show you. The other thing that makes me happy is dark humor. And I feel like all of you have the same kind of humor that I do. Maybe not all of you, and that's okay. But greeting cards are on sale in my shop. I haven't done a greeting card sale in a while. So I wanted to share some of my favorite ones with you. We've got Hang in There, It Gets Worse. Amazing for sympathy. Great sympathy card. Happy Birthday. You're not aging gracefully. You're decomposing with flair. I'm proud of you for still pretending to care. Another great sympathy card. Doom scrolling is the only hobby we can afford. This is fantastic for anniversaries. Totally probably going to give that to my husband this year. Here's to another year of pretending things are fine. Birthday card. And of course, the OG, he's probably one of the best-selling cards I've had in my shop for years. Anglerfish. You're the light of my life. Great for Valentine's, great for anniversary, or just for whatever. Because, I mean, who doesn't want a card with an anglerfish surrounded by beautiful roses? Okay, enough of that. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. The meat and potatoes of today's video. What are we doing? We're making, what are we doing? Oh, see, here comes the Mercury retrograde brain. We're making tags using old clothing tags. I'm also going to throw some other stuff in too. But I like to save packaging. And I know a lot of you guys do this too. I love to save packaging that I think is cool and unique and has interesting shapes to it. And then I like to alter them and use them in my journals, or not even just in my journals, you guys. Like, you can use these. Hold on. Here, I've shown this one a bunch, but like, you can just give these to people to use as bookmarks. Look, as like gift tags for presents. And sometimes you don't even need a reason to make these. Sometimes I just want to make small little things. Like, I don't want to do full journal spread. This is a great activity when you want to be creative, but you don't want to commit to like a huge full spread in your journal. Do you know what I mean? So grab yourself a drink, because this is going to be a longer style video where we do a craft and chat. Let me get my tea. And let's create some fun things together. Now, if you saw my community posts, I did some prep work yesterday for some of these, just because the drying time can be a little long and I didn't want us to just sit here and watch paint dry. So I'm going to do this in kind of like in layers, no pun intended. So first of all, what I start to do is go through my closet and find lots of little tags. And you can tell where I primarily shop. And you can also tell my size, my clothing size. Love that. Okay, so I use my bubble wrap as a background always, especially if I'm using paint or Mod Podge, just because it peels up easier when it's wet. And I need to move it over to, excuse me, the drying station over there, which is essentially just a long sheet of wax paper. And I put things on there to dry. So, okay, here's what I'm thinking. You guys have seen me do the painting and the stenciling like a whole bunch lately, right? We've done so many videos. I feel like you get how to do that. So I'm probably not going to do that in this video. It's essentially the same. I paint the tags, let them dry, go back over them with a stencil, let it dry. Instead, today what I thought I'd show you is how I use scraps from like my coffee filters, my wax paper, my tissue papers, and make them into cool backgrounds for these tags. So what you'll need is scraps. I know you have them. I know they're sitting on your desk. I know that because you're like me. You need Mod Podge and you need a paintbrush, which is right here. I was like, where is it? Any paintbrush will do. This is like a good size. Here, can you see? Yeah. And all I'm gonna do is take, so this tag has a little heart in it. First of all, respect. Like, this is the cutest tag I have ever seen. I'm not going to use this for the Mod Podge because I don't feel like going in with an X-Acto knife and cutting that out because I will cut myself. Instead, let's use one of these. Like, let's use this cute one. So what I do is just get not too generous, but a generous amount of Mod Podge to get it good and wet. And I'll do this, just spread it on one side of the tag. Like that. Here, can you see? And then I'm going to pick out, this would be cute. Yeah. Just a piece of paper, a piece of scraps or something that you have lying around. And you literally just go bloop like this. Now this is a coffee filter. And because it's a coffee filter, I like to kind of smush it around. Here, can you see? And get these wrinkles. Just kind of use your fingers and manipulate it. You manipulate it. Control it. So see, it gets almost this cool texture. Look. Isn't that neat? So then when that dries, you've just got some added visual interest on your greeting card, on your tag. And then for the back, see, you can either, do another, like if this was long enough, I would just fold it over. Well, is it? No, it's not because I cut it there. You could do another coffee filter, or what I'm thinking is let's let this dry, and then maybe for something kind of cool, let's put part of this bingo card on the back so like the numbers show. So yeah, I'll let this dry and then I'm going to cut around it. So I have just the tag and the background. And then I'll do another kind of paste and cut and glue that down to there for the background because I think that's cute. Let's do another. This is so fun. This is so fun. This is like one of those things that if you're having a bad day, do this because you will instantly be happy. It just pulls you out of your head, stops you from thinking. Let's use this one. Look how cute. This is, what is this? This is deli paper, I believe. Yeah, this is deli paper that I use to clean my stencils. That's another thing. So if you've got like stencils that are covered in paint or brushes and sponges that are covered in paint, don't just necessarily run to the sink and wash them off. Get some other piece of like scrap paper, tissue paper, and just clean it on that. That's what I did with this. And look how cool this pattern is with these colors. That's fantastic. Now you can see sometimes like the font will come through. I don't really care because I'm going to go back over this with paint pens and like ephemera pieces anyway. So it won't matter. Here, let's do the back on this because we've got enough. So don't worry about like, this is going to show through for sure. Just because it's that black and white and it's so high contrast. Just fold it over gently. Give it a good smush like that. I'm going to get some wrinkles on it. And then you just can pick it up. Look at that. Look at that. How cute. Let me go put it over at my drying station here. Try not to step on the dog. I just love working with all these fun colors. Like here's another one I did off camera. This is using the plastic fabric that we do. I just glued it down to a tag that I cut out, and that's going to be the front of it. So cute. Still needs to dry though. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. This is a really interesting shape tag, isn't it? It's like long and skinny, And with these, I like to just print out, here, like words, like quotes. And then you can just use them for like whatever. You can use them for whatever. It's just like a fun little accent to put into your journal pages. Here, let's do this. Go boom. This is such like a boho color, the soft yellow and the soft blue. I could print out something that says like groovy or chill or just vibes. Let's do the back because we've got enough. Out of all these papers that I've got here, I have to say, I think the coffee filters are my favorite. Just because when they dry on the cardstock, it almost looks like, I don't know, some kind of fabric. How pretty is that? And see, don't even worry that it says linen blend. Don't even worry. We're going to cover that up. So yeah, that's what I like to do with that. In addition to the stenciling, of course, because you know I'm an absolute fiend for my stencils. Okay, so once you do that and they dry, you move your Mod Podge so you don't put your hand in it like I constantly do. And you have beautiful tags like this, right? Now, okay, fun story, different story. We're going to transition a bit. Notice how this isn't that great. Like how it's kind of goes like that. I tried using a different paint yesterday. They were on sale. I was like, I don't know this brand. It's cheap. And it's not here. I'll show you because I'm not ripping on the brand. I'm really not. So this is Milo Art Supplies acrylic paint. Great colors. It was the colors that sold me. You already know that because I love neon. And I'm like, okay, it's a bigger size. Maybe I can use these for my stuff. And the paint's not bad. It's just super watery. I feel like this brand would be great if you were doing a full spread, like painting an entire journal, just as for like a background. But for stencils, not so great because it's so runny and it's so watery. Like you can even tell here, it was too runny. It just ran through the stencils and that's why I didn't get a nice clean print there. So not a bad paint. It's not the paint company's fault. It's just not ideal for stencils. So that's why we play around and we use different things to see what works and what doesn't. I'll still use it. Don't worry. It's not going to go to waste. Nothing ever does. That tea is hitting good this morning. So these, I already put a background on, and something, I don't think you guys know this about me. I like to have kind of like a juxtaposition. So I will go hard, right, with neons and bright colors on one side of a journal or of ephemera. And then if you turn it over, I like to tone it down a little bit by using like a coffee filter or a coffee paper, just to give it kind of that balance. And then also I like to do this because if you are in fact putting these in your journals, you can just write on the back, you know, do a secret note, do something on the back that is like handwritten. And if it's like all crazy like this, that's going to be harder to, one, write on, and two, it's going to get lost in all the chaos of the colors. So to do this, I just take, like here's some ones I painted up before. Let's do these two. I have all my coffee papers here, and it doesn't have to be coffee papers. You can use any paper. You could use notebook paper. These are just little fun things I have that I enjoy. So this is a guest check, and I just love these lines and these numbers here. I think that's interesting. So I will go and glue, let's turn this over, the back of this using my little glue stick. And I'm pretty generous with the glue because these are thicker tags and I want it to stick, but this glue is a beast. It is an absolute beast. Okay, so the numbers were on this side. So I'll get it as close to the edge, but I leave a little bit of paper there just because it's easier to cut. And yeah, you could take it all the way to the edge, but I have just found that when you do that, sometimes, I don't know, maybe it's not straight and then part of the other side is showing through. I just like to leave a little bit of room there so I can just cut the whole thing out. So see, like, isn't that cool? Then you've got that interesting little detail on the back there. Let's do another using, let's do the grid. That's cool. Oh, that actually kind of matches the front of this one. So, oh, I already did this one. It got mixed into the wrong pile. Look how cool this is. So this is actually a vintage, like farm feed receipt. Cause you can see, look, gluten meal, hominy, corn. And so I'm like, that's kind of sick to put on the back. Totally unexpected. You would not expect to see something kind of farm related with a neon. Let's do this one because I haven't done the back yet. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's do 50,000 more times, Margot. Yeah. Okay. Like this. And then I just press it down, but you can use your little roller doodad. Like I have this, but today I'm just getting glue all over my fingers because I can. See? Perfect for journaling. And sometimes like it'll get little bubbles and warps. I don't care. I don't care. I like them. If you really wanted it smooth, just give it a good roll out or just flatten it with a book or use like a credit card to get all those air bubbles out. But I just like to let things be and let them do what they want to do. Okay, so that's how you attach the backs to your tags. Now, I want to do this with you. Let's lay these out. We've got a couple, more than a couple, to be honest, of tags that I prepped in advance. So you can see this one has tissue paper that was painted and then musical notes on the back. This one is the same, I think, tissue paper that's on the back. This one was actually plastic fabric. Yes, you can totally use plastic fabric. Was it the last video? Yeah, we just did these in the last video. Glue them. Just Mod Podge them to your tags. Look how sick that is. So cool. So I used that for this one. And then this, really neat. This was a coffee filter that I did on both sides with kind of like a darker, more spooky color palette. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So what I'll do is pick a focal point for each tag. Let's start with her because I love that pink color coming through. Little alien girl, little alien portrait. And I think she's going to be really cute. Here, let's zoom in a little bit. Let's zoom in so you can see. Can you see? Let me get it centered like that. And you can use your glue stick. I typically like to just use this. It's just faster and easier. And it works great. Actually, I need to get some more cartridges to refill this because I have been using it quite a bit. And you just roll the tape out. I think we all pretty much have something like this. Oh, come on, baby. Are we going to run out on me on camera? Oh, we are. See, I just said, I'm like, I need to get some more of the tape cartridges. No, it's okay. It's just stuck. Maybe. Or it's me. All right, we got there. We got there. So let's just put her here in the center. And so the other thing you want to pay attention to, yeah, like that. Look at her little space buns here. The other thing you want to pay attention to is if you are going to put a hole in the top so you can have like little tassels or streamers come through, make sure that you put your focal point far enough down so you don't have it like poke through your focal point like that. That's so cute. See, I'm like, I'm talking to you guys, but I'm thinking, my brain is working at the same time like, ooh, this is cool. What can I do with it? Let's do another one really fast, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty details. Let's do her. I think she's going to be cute on this. Yeah, let's put her there. Please don't run out on me. Yay, it's working again. It was just stuck. I don't have to buy a cartridge yet. Let's put this one a little further down, like I said, because I do want to put a tassel eventually on this. That's cute. That's so cute. Look at them together. Can you see? Whoops. How precious. Let's do one more. Let's use the blonde pigtail alien. See, it's so, I get stressed out when I zoom in because I just naturally want to bring things closer to me. And then you won't be able to see what I'm doing. These were such fun die cuts to make. I'll tell you what though, man, to get things to print neon, that took a little finessing for me. It was a fun learning curve. But I really had to go in digitally with these images because I draw these using watercolor and colored pencil. But I had to go in digitally and basically trick the printer into thinking that they were brighter because it kept wanting to print them like muted. So yeah, it was kind of fun to figure out how to get these super vibrant, super saturated. So yes, those are cute. I love them. Okay, let's do some of our fashion girls from the Y2K collection. So let's say you've got like, here, let me zoom out a little bit, a bigger piece of ephemera, but you still want to use it. Like, see, obviously she's too tall for this tag, but I still want to put her on here because she's just serving attitude. Look at that. So let's just do like part of her body. We can cut her legs off. She'll be fine. She won't even feel it. She won't even know. And with these, because they're just giving attitude, I love to, oh, it just broke. Okay, let's use our glue stick. I love to put sayings like, whatever, as if, just like old school, bratty little sayings on the back or on the front, even if you have the room. I'll show you what I did here in a sec with that. Like this. And then see, once she dries, we'll just do a little cut there. She'll be okay. She'll be okay. And in the back, you can write. You could distress this. You could do whatever you want. You could do whatever you want. So that's that step. Once those are dry and your pieces are all dry, you are at the phase where you get to embellish. This is the best part. This is the best part of the whole thing, because this is where you get to put the frosting on the cake. And I did a little off camera yesterday. Can you see the sparkles there? Because the sparkle paint, Stickles, by the way, amazing. Love Stickles. This is my favorite brand of, I call it puffy paint. That's not what it is. It's because in the 80s, we used something called puffy paint and they came in tubes like this. It's just stuck with me. It's basically, what is this called? I don't know what this is called, but it's like glitter glue. It's like glitter glue. So I did that off camera and I went around the little border I did with the Posca pens to give it that sparkle. And I just think that is so sick. We don't know minimalism here. Can you tell? Like, there's so much going on with these. And then here, look at the back. It says, whatever. What did I do on the back of this one? I did also whatever. This is that plastic fabric that I just showed you guys. This one is so thick, I'm probably not going to even poke a hole in it just because look at this cardstock. It is chunky. So I might use that as a bookmark. But this one I was able to poke a hole in. And I just use a hole punch, you know, just your average run-of-the-mill hole punch. So let's do some more embellishing because I didn't do a ton on these. I wanted to do it with you guys. And my favorite way to embellish these is to show you my super duper organized, sarcasm, Posca pen box. And just doodle. We're just going to doodle. Now, let's start with her. Can you see? Yes. Now, we've got a lot of heavy dark colors on here. So I went through and I did black little triangles on the border. Let's brighten that up with some white. And then potentially, once that white dries, let me make sure it works. We can go back in with a neon. Because what I have found with the neon paint pens is that if you just go in straight with the pen, that neon doesn't pop up as much. It helps if you have some kind of like base color behind it, either white or yellow or even pink. Like if you're using the neon pink color, that really does make a difference. So I'm just going to do this. It's just doodles. It's just doodles. This is my favorite type of border to do. The triangles, this and the check marks, like the check print, like that. Cute. And we'll let that dry for a sec. Oh, that reminds me, I want to show you guys something new I got that is actually really exciting. We'll do that in a sec. Now this one, I'm going to swap out pens because this is such a chunky nib and this is a smaller, it's a smaller design. Let's do yellow. Yes, let's do yellow. See, this is a smaller nib. That was a bigger nib. Just put little yellow dots here. And I think this yellow is nice because it pairs with the green in her skin. Are we in camera frame? Can you see? Yep. Hi, Mo. Mo got his nails cut yesterday. Not gonna lie, getting your German Shepherd's nails cut, and they're not cut, they're ground, like they do the grinding machine. It's an experience. German Shepherds, and pretty much a lot of all dogs, don't like their feet touched, so, but we got it done in the end. We got it done. All right, let's do this UFO one. I love this one. Look, I even put glitter on the lights of the UFO. It makes me so happy. Stop. Just stop. So this, I went in with this yellow, I believe. Let it dry. And now I'm going to go back in with the neon and make that yellow just scream. It's just going to make it so electric and so hot. Let me make sure my pen is clean. This is like a highlighter. Anyone else growing up love highlighters? I loved highlighters. I used to collect them. Just kind of treat it like, just dot it, little dots. Come on, baby. There you go. Just to make it a little more vibrant. Right now it looks a little muddy, but when it dries, it really goes zing. It makes that sound too. Just makes that sound. Yeah, you can probably hear Mo. He's like still kind of licking his feet. He didn't get hurt or anything, I promise you. Please believe. I would never do anything to my animals that would cause them suffering or discomfort, but he is acting a little bit like a baby. Look at that. Sick. Okay, let's do this now. Actually, yeah, let's bring in her. I want to show you something interesting I've discovered. So this company, I'm gonna have to zoom back out actually. Let me move these. I feel like a real influencer lately, you guys, even though that's not what I set out to do, and I really don't want to be that, because I believe that we should use what we have, look around our house for inspiration. But if there is a tool out there, are we in frame? Yeah, that can help with our art practice, I want to share it with you. So Woomer is a company. They obviously, they reached out to me and said, hey, do you want to try our colored pencils? And I'd never heard of this brand. And I was like, yeah, I want to try your colored pencils. That sounds awesome. Because I looked up some of their reviews just to make sure that they were okay, you know, that they were decent. I'm just moving these so I don't get paint on this. And so they sent me a 72 pencil kit. And first of all, can we appreciate the tin? It's giving Hermé, like it's very high end. So I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm not pretentious with my art supplies. Like I will use whatever I can get my hands on basically. However, when it comes to colored pencils, I am very pretentious about those because I have spent years using polychromos. When my dad passed away, I used some of the money that I inherited and I invested in a huge set of Polychromos colored pencils, like a very big set. And it wasn't cheap. And I've used those for years. I've had them for 7 years just because I love how pigmented they are. They're smooth, they're buttery, and I do a lot of layering with my illustrations, so that's why I like them. And I've tried other colored pencils in the past, and nothing has come close. Now, off camera, I wanted to give these a try because you guys know I don't want to recommend something to you if I don't truly love it. We were doing her. Let me zoom in a little bit here. So I was so surprised. I was so surprised to see that these behave, I would say, almost exactly like Polychromos for a fraction of the price. And my test with these pencils usually is I always go to the white ones because I want to see how pigmented it is. And I like to do, the sun is making it so I can't see, kind of an outline like a little fog on my pieces. Let me bring this closer to me so you can see. And actually let's do one on this, the darker one, so you can actually see this. Here, let me go back in. I'm doing a terrible job. Okay, there you go. Now you can see, look, just that line there, that was what, 3 passes over with the colored pencil. Boom. It is so opaque. I was shocked. I was actually shocked because I figured, you know, maybe they would be good for coloring or I don't know, because I haven't had a lot of luck with colored pencils. This really shocked me. So they're not paying me to say this. They did gift me the set. But I hope you guys trust me enough now to know that I am not going to just say I like something just for the sake of saying it. This is really good. This is a really cool brand. So I'm going to have to dive in a little bit deeper with some of their other colors and see if they behave as well. Here, can you see? Look. She's got kind of that glow behind her now. So I was really excited. Thank you, Woomer. We're going to use those colored pencils in other projects for sure. 100% for sure. So that was just a little side note there. Okay, where are we? We're back to here with these. Yeah, this is definitely a craft and chat video, isn't it? And didn't I have one more? No, was it her? Where's the other one? Do, 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 do. Licking our feet, we're licking our feet. Okay, I had one more. It completely just flew away. Oh, here it is. And then, oh, I do have this one. Look at this one. Cute. Look, I put the little diva on the back. Cute. I'm thinking about bringing back the little quote kits. I sold these for a while and I printed them on like a brown cardstock, like a craft paper. Do you know what I mean? That was when the whole cottagecore shabby chic thing was just really new and on the scene, and I was into it and kind of like that minimalism. But now my style and my aesthetic has changed dramatically. And I'm like, I want to create little quotes for you guys and like cut them out with different colors, different fonts. Like I did these in pink. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. Like they're not expensive by any means, but it's just kind of like a fun little tool to have, you know, at your disposal if you're doing stuff like this. And what I like to do is go around them with a border. Yeah, you can distress them, but here, where's the other one? I love adding borders to them. It says as if. This was actually another clothing tag. This is from Old Navy. You can still see it. I don't even care. And I covered it up with a coffee filter. And then I just put the as if around it. Let's do that. Let's put a border around it. Let's do it. And let's do pink. Who's shocked I said pink? Okay, though, which pink? The coral or more of the warmer? The warmer. The warmer. Cute. See how that just kind of frames it? Like that. And then once this layer dries, I recommend going back over it again, just lightly, to make it even more saturated and vibrant in color. Like that. And then once that dries, if you really want to have fun, go in with some puffy paint, some stickles. I didn't know Ranger made this. Literally, I've been staring at this for like the past 24 hours. That's cool. Good for you, Ranger. Good for you. That's a good brand. I like it. Ranger makes some really cool stuff. Let's make this electric blue. I have a neon blue paint pen somewhere. Hold on. See, look. I'll link all this below if you guys are interested. These are pretty cool paint pens too. These might be the same company that makes the neon paints that we love, that I basically feature every day. Let me get some paint on the nib here. But yeah, they make some really good products for an affordable price. Here, are we in frame? There. It's going to tone it down a little bit, but once it dries, it just makes it a little more vibrant. I already poked a hole in this one. And that's the next thing I want to show you guys, is how I do the streamers through here using the plastic fabric that we actually made in the video yesterday. That is up for you to view if you haven't seen it yet. Cool. I also kind of love doing these partial borders. This is something I just started doing on a whim. See how I didn't take this all the way to the edge? It's interesting, isn't it? Like just some more blank space, even though it's not technically blank. It makes it kind of interesting to look at. So I might experiment doing some more borders in that style with different patterns and see how that goes. That's cute. How pretty is that? All right, let's do a, is this dry yet? It is. Let's put some tassels on her so I can show you how I do that. Now, I had fun last night. I was kind of bored. Let me zoom out a little bit. And I made some more plastic fabric. Now this, okay, see, this is when I used the other paint and it was too watery and it ended up kind of looking blobby. Still gonna use it, it's okay. In fact, you could even go back over this with a thicker paint. See, look at the difference. This you can get definition in the shapes versus, yeah. So it's okay, we learn as we go. But what I do is I cut out long, skinny strips. You know, I think this would be pretty actually. Streamers, if you will, to attach to my tags. And if you remember in the video, we always leave a little spot blank. It's just so we can handle the paper when it's wet a little bit easier. And just cut off this here because I didn't really get much paint there. I can still use this as a streamer for something else. I won't throw it away. Don't worry. Don't you worry. And just have fun cutting out various lengths, various sizes. Like some can be thick, some can be skinny. I'm going to make these kind of thin because it's a smaller tag. Let's do 4 from this one. See? And then let's lay these out and see what they look like. Okay, so this is kind of like a baby pink. And then we could go in with a hot neon. You know what, actually? Yes. Let's put some black and yellow in there just to kind of break it up. And that matches, oh, that matches that. That matches that. I'll do another 4 of these. See, now that it's summerween, I'm going to start incorporating black into my stuff a little bit more. Actually, they're downstairs drying right now, but I do have some spooky coffee paper packs coming out with bats. And no, are there bats on this? There's like skulls. What's on there? Skeletons, ravens, really cool things. So going to start getting a little spooky on you. So what I do is okay, let me backtrack. Lay them flat once you cut them, like this. And you can kind of arrange them, although it doesn't matter because when you crumple it up and fold it up, they're going to do what they want. But just like lay it flat, try to get them, you know, even distance, like even widths lined up. Take it in the middle. And what I found is that if you just give them a nice little twist like this, oops, that one didn't twist. It's just, you just kind of manipulate it. Like there's really no science to it. You'll get a feel for it as you do this. Like you know what to feel and what width is going to work best for you. And it also depends on the size of the hole punch that you made. If it's a tiny hole punch, obviously you don't want to use too many streamers. If it's a bigger one, you can get a little more crazy with it. And then you just kind of loop it around. Here, can you see? Like that. And it's like if you were making a bookmark. Have you guys ever made a bookmark? And you know how you put the tassel, like you loop it through and then put the little tassel through the loop in the back? It's like that. And you can totally do it like that. But here's something I've really had fun doing. So I'll just put, do you see the loop in the back? Fold the top up like so. And then press it down. And because we use Mod Podge on these and it's plastic wrap, they're very malleable. That's your vocab word of the day. They're very malleable. I hope I'm using that correctly. Meaning they're easy to manipulate and move and kind of set in a position you want. So what I will do is, hold on, let me make sure I got it to a place I like it. Get it closer to me. Is just kind of pinch it in, hold it down. Here you see. And then I use this tacky glue. It's so tacky. She's so tacky. And on the back here, it dries clear so you won't see it. It comes out white so you know where it is. Just take a little bit, and this stuff is strong. Like a little goes a long way. Kind of press it down like so. And it'll kind of soak into all the layers like that, right? And that's a way to kind of cheat having to go through and fuss with getting all these streamers through the hole. It's a lot easier. Now, you're probably looking at that going, okay, it's kind of not that impressive. Just you wait, because this is totally my style. You don't have to do this. I have a huge thing of sequins, little like bedazzle sequins here. And what I enjoy doing, let's see what that looks like. That's actually really cute. That's so cute. I like how the blue contrasts with the pink there. Anyway, I like to put a little bedazzle doodad there because it covers up the fact that we actually didn't fold this all the way through, and it gives your tag a little sparkle. Stop. Okay, we're doing that one, 100% doing that one. Remember bedazzling kits back in the 80s? Let's bring those back. Actually, I have noticed that bling is making a comeback on clothes at least, and pants even, and handbags. Not saying I have a few things, but I have a few things. Hence why I have so many clothing tags. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Like this. See? Let me hold this up for you. You see? Is it even? Let's turn it a little like this. Super cute. And then once this is dry and solid, you can have fun fanning these out and kind of arranging them the way you want. I just, look how, that makes me so happy. A little UFO, a little bling bling, some streamers, whatever. And then same thing with the back. If you want to cover that up, if you're like not feeling it, put another little bedazzle thing there. I don't care. No one cares. Do what makes you happy. So, oh, that's so cute. Oh, she makes me happy. Yes, I love that. Let's lay out what we've done. Let's look at it all together because it's fun to see colors. So that is how I reuse my tags. I'm not giving you an excuse to go shopping and buy new clothes just for the tags, but you know, girls got to do what girls got to do. So yeah, I hope you guys had fun. Like, this is just such a fun little afternoon activity to do, like on a weekend, or if you, like I said, you don't want to commit to a full journal spread, just make little things, make little pieces that bring you joy, because these sure did make me happy. All right, you guys, I am going to go make some more tea because I feel like I need more caffeine. Hope this was fun. Hope this was inspiring. If you made it to the end, you know what to do. Drop a comment, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye.